Hi guys, it's Stephanie, and today I want to tell you a story of how far we've come. A story of how we went from bed space, from sharing to living in our own flat. Sometimes I look at how far I've come as a person, how far we've come as a family, my husband, and myself, our three kids, and even my mom. And I just get so emotional because it didn't work the way people said it will be. It wasn't the way people said it will be. It was different, but I'm humbled. Anyway, let me just get into the story. So my husband came here many years ago. I cannot remember exactly what year, but I know it's close to 10 years. And when he got here, he was trying to start life and everything. So he got a bed space and he lived with some other guys. Yes. So he worked for some time, that is after getting a job, which is a story of another day. He worked for some time, and before he came back to marry me, he moved into a room, and that's what is called a sharing, you get, because you're sharing with maybe some families, you get, but you have one room in the flat, you get. So he moved into a room, he came back, we got married, we came back together. He left first, and then when I came to join him, we started living in the room, you get. So while we were living in the room, it was like a 3-bedroom flat where different families took one room each. So I asked my husband, naturally I asked my husband, I said, why are we here? Wouldn't it be better if we took a studio? A studio is a room that has the toilet, the bathroom, and the kitchen. It's just one room because it was just the both of us. So I said, won't it be cheaper if we just take a studio and just live on our own, have our privacy, cook, use the kitchen? Because one thing is, I don't know, I cannot categorize myself into the category of an introvert or an extrovert, because sometimes I'm really, really extroverted, but some other times I'm really, really introverted. I don't even want to chat. I don't even want to talk to anybody. Like, I feel like, I don't know, I have to be mentally prepared. I don't know if anybody relates, but I have to be mentally prepared to talk to people, to greet people, to meet people. So sometimes, that was before I got a job, when my husband goes to work, I'll just be listening for footsteps. Is there anybody in the house? Is there anybody in the kitchen? Can I go out? Can I go to the kitchen and stuff like that? So it was like I was sneaking around on the days that I didn't feel like greeting anybody. So when I asked my husband, he was like, yeah, he also thought the same thing, but here it said that renting is a different process. Renting is a long process, you get. Renting is different, it's difficult, it's long. They're going to ask you for a couple of documents that we might not have. Excuse me. I just took my son down to the school bus, and I was like, let me just record this video quickly. So they were going to ask for a lot of documents, and it's really expensive. I was like, even if it's even if it's a studio, it will be. He said yes, so that it's cheaper to take a flat, and it's easier to take a flat. That is to sublet. Sorry, to share a flat, not to take a flat, to sublet. So we're like, okay, fine. We just went with it, and we continued living there, continued living with other families for some time. This is called the head mentality. Yeah, the head mentality. I think it's sheeps, right? Sheeps that behave. I don't know if you've seen, like, when sheep go in a group and maybe something obstructs the way for one, and that one jumps or twitches to pass the place, when the rest of the herd sees that action, when they get there, they just naturally twitch. They don't check and see if that obstacle is still there. They just keep to pass. That's how it is. So we just, we just like believed it, and we just stayed, in our sharing for a very long time. In short, when I had my first child, we were still sharing, although with a different family, one family. So at some point, you get, from discussions and stuff, we realized that we were paying really much in the sharing. And you know that this is the internet age. Of course, anything you want to see, you see it on the internet. So we realized we were paying really much, and we started checking about studios, because I was like, okay, fine, what's the big deal? Let me just check. So we started checking about studios, and then we saw that some were really, really, really cheaper than what we were paying for. We were like, wow. We were like, wow. I was like, what could the documents be? We were legal residents, because my husband had put me under his visa. He was under a company's visa. He was working. We were honest people. So why would it be difficult to rent a place? Why is everybody saying the same thing? Once you thought, they're like, just forget it. It's easier. It's cheaper. So we said, okay, we were gonna check. You see one thing, your story is not the same with any other person. What worked for somebody else might not work for you, but what didn't work for somebody else might work for you. You are different. Your grace is different. Your life is different. Your story is different. So most times, it's good to ask questions. It's good to make inquiries. It's good to check. Don't just follow what someone else is saying. So we started looking. We started looking for a house. We were looking for a studio because we had just one child, a baby, and we just were taking life easy. We wanted something we could afford. So we started looking for a studio. Finally, my husband got a studio. Then he came back one day. He was like, babe, I saw a studio. That he just looked at the place. He didn't check what documents were required. I saw a studio flat, but I don't know if you like it. I was like, what is wrong? He said, I don't know if you would like the place. It's not really a new house. There was some wear and tear and stuff. I was like, you know what, let's go and see it. It was so late. We took our son and we took a walk, because then we didn't have a car, because he didn't have a driver's license, because we were told it's difficult to get a driver's license in this country, although my husband had been driving for so long in our home country. So that is a story for another day. So we took our baby, we took the stroller, we went to the house. It was so late, there wasn't light in the house. Like, when nobody's living in the flat, they cut the light, because who's gonna pay for the bills anyway? So we took out our phones, we used a torch, and we checked. I saw the kitchen. It was like so small. I saw the house, saw the bathroom, and my husband was like, what do you think? I was like, it's okay. He was like, wow, you think it's okay? I was like, yes, it's okay. It's gonna be ours. It's small, but we don't have to share it with anybody. It is going to be ours, our privacy. Like, we can literally walk to the bathroom naked if we wanted. So yeah, it's okay. With a little bit walk, a little bit torch, a little bit maintenance, a little bit renovation, and a little bit cleaning, even on our path, I think we can get it into a good shape. So it now got to the big it got to the time to take the big step to ask about the requirements. So my husband went to the management of the building and then asked her, I saw this, I want to take, I want to take this a studio flat. What is the requirement? And she listed a lot of things, of which we needed to have a bank account, which we heard also that it's difficult to get a bank account. You see all the things we heard. Sometimes it's just information that is limiting you. You get? So we needed a bank account so we can put some checks that they can take as, as the time goes, so they don't need to come disturb you for your rent. They already have your checks, they keep paying it in. You get? That's how you get into a tenancy contract. And they needed just a couple of things. Were we married? Because that was a long time ago. So yeah, are we married? They just needed Emirates ID card, passport, your residency permit, And when my husband came out, my husband was like, wow, that was all. I was like, I can't believe it. And we lived all these years thinking, oh, it's so difficult. Oh, it's so difficult. Oh, it's so difficult. So we were now faced with the problem of how do we get the checks, because we didn't have an account. So when we went back, the lady said, if you didn't have an account and you could pay for the whole flat, then it's okay, just pay for the whole 1 year and you can move in. So at the end of the day, we paid for the whole year. Yes. In my country, Nigeria, it's no big deal to pay for 1 whole year. How much is the rent? So yeah, you can pay for 1 whole year, but here it's a big deal to pay 1 full year of rent in advance. But we took that big step and we paid for a whole year because we didn't have an account then. So we moved into we started moving our things small by small at the end of work every day, because then I was also working with my husband. Yes, we were working the same place. At the end of work every day, we'll take some things, we'll move, we'll take some things, we'll move, we'll take some things. Then we started buying our things, started buying all our things and all the furniture that we needed. And the day we moved into that house, oh my God, we were so happy. I was so excited. Like, I would sleep and I would wake up and look around and I'll be like, this is ours. We don't have to share it. I don't have to meet people if I don't want to meet people. I'm a people person sometimes, but other times I want to just not see anybody. I feel like I require different kind of energy for talking and for meeting with people. So we were like, wow. Finally, it was so exciting. We had lots of wonderful memories in that studio flat. It was just a room, a kitchen, and a kitchen and the bathroom with the toilet. But it made us so happy. So excited. We made lots of wonderful memories there. That was the first house we rented in this country. Since then, we've rented a lot of other houses. We've moved into bigger places. We've moved into houses with more space, with more rooms. But nothing has ever equaled that feeling that I had on the day we moved into that place. We're like, this is finally ours. We don't have to care about what our neighbors are doing. Are they having a fight or are they killing people? We just, like, it was just ours. Like, we could leave something and come back and meet it. It was so exciting. So this is just a story to show you that situations are different, stories are different, even the grace is different. So don't let anybody limit you. Don't let anybody tell you, no, it's not possible, no, it's not done, no, it's difficult. What is difficult for them might not be difficult for you. So if there is anything that you're looking for, if there is anything that you're wanting so badly, go out there and try for it. You never know if you don't try. It's better to fail than to not try, than to not have tried. So that's it for today. Please, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe to the channel. It's just humble me telling you all about the experiences, all the stories about all my experiences in life. And that's all for today. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, tell me, leave your comments, tell me your experiences, and we can learn from each other. For now, bye.